You want to build a personal brand, but you're afraid of hitting that post or publish button. And just thinking about it stresses you out. I know the feeling. I've worked with hundreds of founders. In working with them, I realized that there are 4 things that you can do to build a personal brand. Whether you're building a brand or you're thinking about building one, this video is definitely for you. Watch until the end because number 4 will be a surprise. Let's dive in. Before we can talk about personal branding, we need to know the definition. The definition of a personal brand is basically very simple: your reputation. You have a personal brand regardless whether you do something or you don't. You have a personal brand because your reputation, it follows you, whether you like it or not. But building a personal brand is us literally being intentional in influencing how we're perceived. We're building that brand. Okay, we got a definition straight. Then let's move on to the list. There are 4 things that you can do to build that brand. Number 1, narrative. The easy word for narrative is story. What is your story? We have a lot of stories. Imagine your life being pictures. Every picture has one part of that story or tells one part of that story. Look at that picture and look at that millions of pictures probably in your life and choose those key moments in your life that shaped you. That is the first step. In my case, I made a mood board of my life and I took out the key moments of my life that really shaped me, that taught me lessons, but also shaped me in the direction that I could help others. In your life, do the same. Create your narrative, create your story, create 5 things that you think that were of key influence and tell that story because that story is what people will remember. Number 2, insight. What is it that you see that others don't? What in your life has shaped you that can help you help others? Because that is basically what you will sell. People don't just buy, people buy solutions to a problem. If you can find the solution to a problem, then you have a sale. Building a personal brand, the reason for that is to build authority, to build trust. If you want to build authority and trust, there must be something that you stand for or something that you can do for another person. Insight is seeing what you see that others don't see, finding solutions to a problem that other people don't naturally solve. All this is part of the NICE strategy, by the way: narrative, insight, connection, execution. While thinking about insight, also think about why are you the person to solve the problem. There are a lot of problems in this world. I know it sounds very depressing, but there are a lot of things that are to be solved, and there are a lot of people solving them. But why are you the key person to solve it? Think about that, write that down because you will need that in your personal brand strategy. You've heard the term niches before, right? The riches are in the niches. Think about the problem that you're solving for that specific group in that specific space. You can't sell to everybody. So we really have to think about these things when we're building a personal brand. Next is connection. What is your natural way of connecting with people? And we have to think hard about it. With my clients, a lot of them say they don't like video. I enjoy video, but not a lot of people do. We need to know what is our natural way to communicate with people. At the end of the day, building a personal brand is building trust. And to build trust, we need to connect with other humans. Creating content is merely a way to bring information from A to B. It doesn't have to be video per se, it could be anything. How are we bringing our information from A to B? That's it. Think how you connect with the person naturally. Is it through text? Is it through audio? Is it through writing? Is it through drawing, visuals? How are you delivering your information to that one person? Really think about that. With connection, we also need to think about emotion. Humans are emotional beings. That's just how we are. We are emotional, right? So we need to think about which emotion we want the other person to feel in our content. Whether it's writing or video, what do we want them to feel when they read it, when they hear it, when they see it? What senses do we want to touch? Because emotion is everything, and personal branding, trust, is built on that emotion. Besides that, we need to think about the quickest way for us to communicate with our target audience. I know we overthink a lot. Even making these videos, I have to shave, I have to, put on my jacket, I have to do a lot of things in preparation. But also, is this the easiest way for me to bring my information to you? Probably not. I could pick up my phone, hit record, and also have the information to you. However, in building my brand, this is the look and feel that I want to have with you. So I intentionally think about how I am perceived in your mind, and I try to build on that. So with your brand, also don't overthink, think, how do I want to communicate? How do I want to be seen? And what is the quickest way for me to connect with my audience in that manner? These are things we need to think about. Okay, here's the deal. I want to help you build the strongest brand ever. And that is the reason I'm giving you my experience the past 15 years being a brand strategist for free. My only ask is for you to drop a like. And if you find value in this content, please subscribe so that others who just like you are trying to build their brand can find this channel. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Back to the video. So until now, we've had narrative, the letter N, the letter I, insight, the letter C, connection. Now let us move on to the last letter, execution. And I'm not talking about being executed, no, execution. How are we going to take action? If we don't execute, we could do all the other things, narrative, insight, connection. We could do all the other things right. But if we are not executing, we won't benefit. If we're not executing, we have no personal brand, because a personal brand has to be intentionally built, has to be intentionally put in the minds of others. There are many touch points for our brand to really grow. Think of your favorite personal brand out there. That person that you just thought of had to build that brand on your mind. It might have started out on an Instagram post and continued from Instagram to you looking up their YouTube channel, and from their YouTube channel to you signing up to some newsletter, and from that newsletter to you seeing them in person. A lot of touch points, right? But they had to execute. Execution is taking action. Then how can you take action? There are ways to do so, but today I'm going to talk about the way that is very important for you to stay consistent, and something that I really think about. In creating content, there are days that you don't feel like it. In building a personal brand, there are days that you don't feel like it. And when you don't feel like it, you cannot execute, you cannot take action. We need to make it easy for ourselves to take action, asking ourselves, what can I do now? What can I do in this moment that will allow me to build one step further in my personal brand? It could be writing, right? It could be as easy as picking up your phone and writing a quote and posting it. If that's part of your brand, that's probably the easiest way. Or it could be snapping a selfie, writing, and posting. It could be taking your phone, hitting record, just a selfie video on your phone, and hitting post. Right? These are easy things to do, easy things to execute, but I really want you to think about it. In my case, something that I do, and it doesn't mean that you have to do it, but it's something that I do, I have a plug and play. As a person who wants to be a content creator for YouTube, among others, I really think about how can I make it easier for myself to make a lot of content, to put out a lot of video. So in my space, in the studio, I've dedicated one portion of this studio to filming. I have my light set up, I have my camera set up, obviously, and I just need to walk in the studio, hit the button on my electricity thingy, and the lights go on, the camera goes on, and then it's action. Literally, execution is action. It's me taking action. So we need to find a way for you that is the easiest way, the easiest step for you to take action. And the reason for this is your brain. Your brain keeps you from taking action. Our brain is actually very lazy. It wants us to sit around. It wants us to do the least amount of effort. Your brain is like that. We need to train our brains to know that it's not going to be very difficult, because if our brain knows it's difficult, it will keep us from doing so. It's the same when you think about going to the gym. Our brain will tell us, oh, it's too early, or it's too far, or I'm going to be tired, or our brain, our mind will come up with so many excuses for us not to execute. But if we tell our brain like, hey, I'm not going for that long, it's just going to be a walk, a short walk for 5 minutes, our brain will think, okay, that's not too bad. And from the 5 minutes walk, you'll be in 10 minutes walk until you've probably walked for about a half an hour. In building a personal brand, a consistent brand, we need to take action. In order to take action, we need not to overthink, but we need to make it easy for ourselves. So what strategy will we put down to make it easy for ourselves? That is something we have to think about. If you find it difficult to post content, if you find it difficult to show up, consider the NICE strategy: narrative, insight, connection, execution. I know this strategy will help you as much as it helped me and hundreds of founders. Now you know how to build an intentional personal brand. If you want to build a strong and powerful personal brand, then definitely check out this next video.